Yo, what is up, people? Your boys here, the Archangel of Chaos, your favorite video content creator, is back with some more New World content. We're getting to a point with New World, not playing it, but like content creation wise, where I'm a little I'm okay with slowing down on New World content. For beta, I feel like you're gonna see everything that you would see for this beta. So wouldn't say there's anything more to really show. So if you do see more New World content, post this, will probably just be like actual, commentary, and New World will be more backdrop. No camera today. A little just roll out of bed. So no camera today. Want to see bedhead Archangel, wearing no shirt. But yeah, so we're trying to wrap up some of these quests. I have a shit ton of quests. Here's what I recommend so you don't be like me. Don't take notice word quests unless you're ready to like focus on notice word quests. Like a lot of the reason why why I'm constantly having a shit ton of quests, and they're all seemingly the same kind of manual labor quests, because I'm constantly freaking um doing these irrelevant quests. Like I'm constantly like taking notice word quests instead of focusing on area quests and main missions. I feel like that has me, because I'm doing all of that. You're gonna get most of your XP from the main missions and township missions. So because of that, um, I feel like I'm leveling slower because I'm too busy freaking doing notice for requests. Gives you less XP. So I'm under level right now. That's more of the story. Bitch, where'd that arrow go? Where's my arrows going? I'm confused. Where the hell's my arrows going situation? Alright. Not fuck around. Ow. The fuck do people come from? Like, here's why this happens. This happens because people will freaking like aggro an enemy type and then just like run away or run to freaking you. Like no one else should have been in that room other than the boss, this area. But it didn't really matter because Jackass is freaking aggro the enemies. Yeah, I'm at a decent portion with New World. I played a lot of like hours into it. So I feel like I have a good understanding on, the game itself. Is it a good game? I think it's a really good game. I think it's, a bite of book and you know. I feel like that's a fair thing to say about it. It's a bite of book MMO. Feels good. It's very responsive. Like just other than I finally had some lag yesterday. For the first time playing this freaking beta. I've like what 20 hours into it right now. Um I finally freaking experienced the freaking lag. And when I had the lag, it just kicked me off. It didn't like lag in terms of I'm stuttering or like that. My character froze. The game said we're experiencing some lag, and then it kicked me to the freaking main screen. Turns out they're doing maintenance at the time. So the first time I get lag in a game was because they're doing maintenance in the game. So I'm gonna point that out. Game has run smooth for me, and a keyword there is for me. I mean, everyone else it runs smooth or not. Other people will have individual issues. It's not a situation where you have to understand that just because one person has a perfect freaking beta playthrough doesn't mean everyone's gonna have a beta playthrough. People are gonna have freaking a lot of lags. Like, or might have some frame drops and things like that. So what have you? They'll suffer game. But for me personally, I've had no issues in no fucking one. Well, I will say this: I am like very positive towards this game, but I will also say that just because I'm being positive towards it doesn't mean that this game's not flawless. You know, might be an ideal MMO, might be a by the book MMO where I've had like no issues, but it's not perfect. I think the enemy hitboxes are too freaking big. Like, you'll be getting hit by enemies, and it is more. I see more melee attacks, not range attacks, but you be getting hit by it's who are like not even next to you, or pretty far out, and they'll land their hits on you. Use your game, but the hitboxes for a lot of enemies in this game is really really big. And then you have the armor. Maybe the armor looks better, you know, mid to late game, which would suck to be honest with you. But the armor in this game sucks. You know, 20 hours into this game, I haven't seen a single armor set that I think is cool. Only armor that I've seen thus far looks like shit. It looks cool at all. Like, yeah, you can say, well, it's all colonial frontier times. Like, you have to be into that kind of like that kind of aesthetic. You can still make some pretty cool, design armor in that time period. Look at Ubisoft when it came to Assassin's Creed. You can have some outfit that looks similar to that without, obviously copy pasting. We're not going to do that one. It's fast travel there. I want that. But yeah, the armor looks like shit. It could be a lot better. Yeah, this game isn't perfect. Armor can be better. Hitboxes are, a little insanely oversized. Um, yeah, I'm trying to like anything I say at that point we nitpicky because I haven't really experienced any issues. I do think that they should charge less fast travels. Fast traveling in this game is pretty expensive. The reason why I say that is because I feel like usually when a game has expensive fast travels, it's them trying to force you to freaking use the innkeeping system, and it's them trying to force you to to just walk and explore the game, which would be fine if the game had fucking mounts, but from what I've noticed, the game doesn't have any fucking mounts. So, you know, if the game doesn't have any fucking mounts, how the fuck you want to walk around? That's the other issue of the game. There's no fucking mounts. And yeah, maybe there'll be mounts in the full release. I don't know. Obviously. But for this beta, why is there no mounts in the freaking beta? It's okay to have mounts for fucking beta. Even though this is an ideal by the book MMO, it does lack that very crucial MMO thing, it's fucking mounts. One of the things I do want to do, I want to do a comparison video between New World and Solo, because both of them are like two popular, hyped up summer MMOs for this year, and I want to show what they look like side by side when it comes to their combat, or world building, and their questing. Both of them are good games. So like anyone who wants to play either of these games, I recommend Solo. I recommend New World. Lost Ark comes out, I'm going to play that and do another video where we compare all three. I will say Lost Ark probably like the most different between them because it's more asymmetrical. Like, it's an overhead RPG, like a Diablo look visually to the combat, versus New World and Solo, which are traditional action RPG. I just spent like 40 minutes trying to find two fucking majestic elk antlers to have to find. I basically gotta like wait and pray at two freaking stags spawn in. Not only did I don't like hope and pray that two stags spawn in, gotta hope that you find them before other players find them. So it's like missions like that are like missions that are like unattractive to me MMOs. Like, all right, wow, based like a game, you gotta get lucky. Like, I can't complete this mission because I have to rely on, you know, other players either A, not being around, B, I get lucky, and you know the enemy, the animal that I have to hunt is right next to me, near me. Otherwise, you're, you know, bugs that I still haven't done it yet. I just left the area. Like I unpinned the mission. Already killed 6 freaking pumas that attached the 2 antlers from the stags. I unpinned it. I'm literally just gonna do something else. It's just like I don't give a shit. I don't give like it's that's bad mission design. You like when we'll be able to complete a mission, it's being based entirely on, you know, RNG and luck, like the luck of players not being in the area, the luck of, you know, the animals that you gotta hunt actually being in that spot. Things like that are unattractive MMOs. That's why I kind of like the idea of like instant-based things for that reason. I like the idea of instant video games because that situation I don't have to worry about that. I can still complete my task regardless of other players. And when I say that, it's like it's not in like a griefing, um, you know, situation. Like they're killing the animals before I can just like keep other players from completing missions. No, like everyone has the same missions, and you kind of just like luck out. So one of the things I do want to mention before I wrap up today's video is how sometimes you get a mission that's like a certain level, but the enemies in the area won't be that level. It's like for this mission, for example, a level 15 mission. Go over here, the enemies over here are level 23. So the mission is the level 15 mission, but the enemies in the area are 23. You can't do the mission unless you can deal with the enemies. So if you're level 15, don't do this mission until you're 23 or higher because the enemies are 23 and you're going to get like fucked up. So that's another flaw of the game, is you have missions that don't line up with the actual enemy level of the area, which is dumb. You can't, how are you gonna have a mission that tells people to go to an area, do certain things that involves them getting into conflict with the enemy type that's over level? You know, it's like I don't know if they just, if that was like a mistake on their part and they just didn't think about it or didn't know, but definitely one of them situations where it's like y'all a little brain dead. The fact that you can't tell people to go do a mission somewhere, or the enemies they're going to deal with aren't even the same level as the mission itself. Like all you gotta do is go over there and open some chests. And to the developers, that's probably like seems like, hey, just open some chests. But there's enemies who are guarding those chests who are damn near 10 levels higher than the actual missions itself. So I feel like that's something that need to change. Make sure your freaking missions are the exact same levels of enemies who are in those missions. You know you're playing an MMO or any kind of like, you know, multiplayer, openly multiplayer game where you see like a player running and there's like 4 or 5 enemies. Like they freaking aggroed a whole crowd of enemies, but then instead of like fighting them, like dipped. Like the annoying thing about that can be like he'll probably he pulls those aggro enemies to like other players, and the enemies decide to attack a different player. Especially if, like someone who's AFK to come back from AFK next to a freaking what they thought would be like a safe space, and it ended up not being a safe space because freaking a player freaking decided to aggro enemies in that spot. I'm not worried about the situation. That was like rough as shit. I don't know why I didn't sit there and take that, but it is what it is. He almost died. Almost died for the cost. The cost being the mission that we're doing. It's weird as fuck to me this game doesn't have parries. Parries are a great way to be able to like control enemy movement. You know, like being ganked in a situation becomes a lot easier to handle when you're being when you can if you can parry. You know, the blocking mechanics in this game isn't. You know, you can't really like gauge the enemy's attacks. Sometimes like they attack too fast or too slow. Like really difficult to like, I won't say difficult, but it's wonky to block it. It's like you basically got to turtle up, be like to like effectively block, which is necessary. And that's an easier attack if you can like try to block because it's a heavy attack. Yeah, I block it. No, I didn't care to block it. I'll be honest. I don't really give a shit. You know, I'm a very reckless person when it comes, especially the likes of playing defense in MMO. If I don't think I want to die, let me get started on the next one. The next one's probably like the last, full let's play of the New World beta. After that, we're gonna do a comparison video for New World and Force of Legends. Then until the full release comes out, my coverage of. I guess you just say it'd be my final coverage of the New World beta. Next time after like the next two videos, you playing World. In terms of like on here, or release. So, with all that said, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Get you guys on the next one. Be safe. Be on to another. Have you said the Archangel _ talent of YouTube and Twitch. All my links to my channels below. Get you guys on the next one. Be safe. Be kind. Archangel out.